Hey, everybody, this is Joyce at Medusa Was Framed. Thank you for joining Andrew Zebrun III and I. We are sitting here bumbling, doing our very first live stream on StreamYard, which neither of us have messed with before. Andrew is going to talk about Dr. Emoto's water experiments. I'm going to be sitting back here trying to monitor comments. Hopefully we have lots of comments and people chiming in. I have to admit that this is the free version of StreamYard, which does not allow either of us to share the screen. Unfortunately, part of Dr. Emoto's work is seeing the microscopic images of the things that he discovered about water. But I think what we're going to try to do is Andrew's going to hold up his phone and, we're being rinky-dink because we've never done this before and we're learning as we go. So thank you. We're going to do some of this and then we're going to, if people chime in with questions, will be cards. So please let me know if you're here. Hopefully I will be able to see the comments. Again, we're doing this for the first time. We don't know. Andrew, take over.
Okay, guys, I got a short little 1-minute video from Dr. Emoto to let you guys know what it's all about. If I can get it to play.
Well, before you do that, can you tell people who he is?
Oh, it's not playing anyway.
Because a lot of people
just sitting there
don't necessarily know who he is.
Dr. Emoto is a doctor who discovered that water has my video's out. Water has a memory, and you can impart your consciousness to the water, which is absolutely incredible. Science is trying to deny this sort of thing because I have spoken with the skeptical inquirer people at a public gathering once, and I was trying to tell them that consciousness and God is proven by science. And I brought up Dr. Emoto's work on my phone, and they erupted like a bunch of demons and literally started swearing at me, cursing me, and out in public in a crowd. There was about 20 people or so in the little group. We came there to talk about stuff. It was their gathering. And as soon as I said that, the meeting was pretty much over. They just started swearing, and I couldn't deal with them after that. And I was really surprised that they would do something like that out in public. You can look up their work. These people are calling themselves authoritative sources for things like that, yet you can't even rationally discuss it with them, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. So that pretty much proves my point. I mean, like we hear people say, when the enemy's destroying themselves, don't get in their way. That's pretty much
right.
what they did. So it tells you it's got to be true. So you guys, after the show, look up some Dr. Emoto stuff in case you've never heard of them. It's almost like magic, actually. And you can.
I've got the banner that I'll put up too.
The what?
I've got the banner that I'll put up on the screen too. Yeah. I'm just welcoming everybody right now. So, Dr. Emoto, and I'm sorry, we can't on the free version of StreamYard, we can't share screens. But Dr. Emoto did these experiments where he had different containers of water and he would say different things and emote different things over the water. And then he froze the water, and then he took microscopic photographs of what the water molecules looked like. And what he learned and proved was that different emotions contributed to different structures in the water.
I think the video will play now, Joyce. Let me try it again.
Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said, "Thank you" to one beaker. "You're an idiot" to the second. And the third one, he completely ignored. After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong, pleasant aroma. The rice in the second beaker turned black. And the rice that was ignored began to rot. Dr. Emoto thinks that this experiment provides an important lesson, especially with regard to how we treat children. We should take care of them, give them attention, and converse with them. Indifference does the greatest harm.
Yeah, he's right. So you guys can look that up on your own. Show everybody you know that there is such a thing as consciousness, and it can affect your reality, whether you like it or not, because people deny this sort of thing, and I think they should stop denying it. Don't you, Joyce?
Well, they have to stop. You mean Skeptic Inquirer? Well, they're getting paid to do that. This is the banner that I've got up there, guys. That's the Wellness Enterprise. That's Dr. Emoto's company. I wanted to show you too, and again, I apologize. We're doing the free StreamYard, so we can't share screens, but I don't know if I can get this. You can't really see, but no, the resolution is bad, but it's different photographs of water that have had different words spoken over them. And unfortunately, you can't really see, so that's not doing any good. So, yeah, you can see that some are very well formed and geometric, and some are kind of all messed up. The really lovely snowflakey looking ones are ones that had things like truth, I love you, peace, thank you. And then the ones that are all discordant, and my phone keeps flipping, are things like I hate you, you idiot, you suck. So in the work that I do, when I go, well, the spiritual work I do, not paid work, but when I go to places and I clarify places and I work to help, shall we say, spirits transition as they need to, I'm often around water, and I definitely work on the water when I am. And Andrew, I know that you have a daily ritual that you do that involves water. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Every single day, I can show you guys. I have a jar. Let me grab it. It's right here. I have a jar, and I have it full of water that I get from the creek, and I put a crystal in it, and the crystal is in a nylon bag, so you can't really see the crystal. Because one time I dropped the jar, and the crystal being inside broke the glass. So not a big deal. I just got another jar and put it in a nylon bag. And I also use a crick rock as well. There's a crick rock in there too. And so,
is this the same body of water that's the waterfall with the flame?
Yes, I'm on Eternal Flame Falls Creek in Orchard Park, New York, and you can look that up. There's an actual flame coming out of a waterfall about a mile from me in Orchard Park, New York, and it's a magical place. I've also gotten pictures of what appear to be Bigfoot footprints along Eternal Flame Falls Creek. Now, it's up to everyone to decide whether that's what they are or not, but a Bigfoot expert said that they are Bigfoot footprints. So you converse with them sometimes, don't you?
I do. that energy form, whatever you want to call it, because they don't call themselves that. They protect water. At least they protect water here in Florida. The ones that I have the opportunity to dial into and share frequency and communication with, like telepathic communication with, are protect the water. And the things that I know about water, they have imparted to me, like telepathically, clairvoyantly. It's not like they talk to me, but I definitely receive information and instructions for different kind of ceremonies to do and places where areas, especially, the star forts here in Northeast Florida are all heavy battle sites. And so there's a lot of clearing that needs to occur there.
Yeah, I just found one near me. I never knew it was there in Fort Erie, Ontario.
Yep,
We were
that's going
looking
to
at
be in
Lake
my
Erie.
next. That's going to be in my next video that I'm writing the script for now. That's about Lake Erie, my series about all the Great Lakes.
I'm 63 years old, and I just found out there's a star fort about 20 miles from me.
Well, you didn't really think about it until you started hanging out with me. So yeah, so tell people about. We have a couple watchers, so tell people about your ceremony, how you use Dr. Emoto's research in your water ceremony.
Well, actually, it all started when I first saw my first UFO in 1980. I had a series of UFO sightings, and at the last sighting, it was a series of days, not just one sighting, and it was up close. On the last day, it sent these orange probes into the water, and these probes went all over the place. And my friend that was with me went down to the water to get a good look at these probes, and I let her go alone. But she came back saying that there was little beings in the orange probes driving them. They weren't just orange balls; they had little beings in them. So I got kind of a little freaked out by that. So I drove the car from where we were watching them to a place where I could drive the car up to the water without me getting out. And I saw one again right in front of us. So there's something with the water. It led me to think that there's something with the water. And then when I found Emoto's work, I figured out that they were trying to get me to see that the water is special. So I decided to do for about 3 years now, I've been doing all of my prayer work into the jar and releasing it out in nature.
So you do it into that jar there that you keep in your house, and then you take it out?
Yeah, I get my nightly prayers. I perform my nightly prayers into the jar, and then I go out in the afternoon and I say my daily prayer. There are two different ones. And then I pour the water into the creek, and then I get more water in a different rock, and I do it all over again.
Cool. And can you say that part about the orange orbs again?
Yeah, it was a really strange UFO, and it wasn't like a light in the sky. I could see the UFO. And on one of the nights we were watching it, I flashed my headlights.
You were talking about something underwater that was orange.
It sent these orange probes that were about the size of a beach ball into the water. Hundreds of them, not just one or two. It sent hundreds of them, and it was like watching something out of Hollywood. It's the only thing I can draw parallels to is a Hollywood movie. And these balls were going up and down, in and out of the water, and they were going anywhere they wanted to in the water. They weren't flying around the air. The only time they were in the air was to go up or down to the ship. And then they went out into the water. And the area this happened in was very near Bethlehem Steel Plant. And the plant was still active then, which has been all shut down now. They don't make steel there.
Right.
But it was open then, and this led me to think that there's something with the water. And I got obsessed with this piece of land after this sighting, and I'm at a loss to explain it, but I ended up moving here next to that place I was fascinated by. it took me 20 some years to, or 30 years actually, to buy a property, but I ended up living next to it, which is weird. And that's where I got the Bigfoot footprint photos.
Well,
So
and
I think they were just trying to get me to see that water is important. Go ahead.
there are people that offer a lot of evidence that all of those kinds of factories and such were built by the people we refer to as the Tartarians or the Moors, and that's more of technology that was found, and that things being built where they were built of that scale and size were not just built because someone owned the land or anything like that, that there were strategic biomagnetic reasons for things to be built there. Like star forts just weren't built where they were built for, put it here. There were ley lines and biomagnetic reasons and underground water dynamic reasons. And how close was that Bethlehem steel plant to Lake Erie or Lake Ontario, whichever lake it was by?
Well, it was just south of Buffalo, so it was about 25 miles from Lake Ontario.
But it was close to the water.
Yeah, it was on the water.
Yeah, so there you go. So see, I'm trying to lead your thinking to, we didn't build that plant. That plant was, that's what I'm saying. All these big steel mill plants and things were already there. They were found. And you're making a correlation between an ultra-dimensional experience that you had there. Well, maybe that's because that site is very profound, right? There might be something in the ley lines, in the biomagnetics, in the frequencies from the water. There might be, there might be water systems underneath it, like the whole Lockport Caverns thing. There's probably a very good reason that that experience happened there. None of which is coincidental, but has to do with biomagnetics and frequencies.
And the area also is there's a water treatment plant there, and when they do maneuvers, like military maneuvers in this area, they always use that beach. It's weird.
Well, there's a reason for all that too.
Definitely. But there's a lot to water, folks. Don't think it's just an average everyday thing. I got interested in health in 2017, and the interest was sparked by water, because I got this crazy thought that you can live for 3 weeks without eating, but if you don't drink for 3 days, you're going to die. So I got that thought in my head, and I went and found Andrew Norton Webber with 2 B's on YouTube, and I learned so much stuff about health. I couldn't believe it. I solved my problem of being hungry all the time just by watching Andrew Norton Webber. So there's a lot of powerful knowledge in water. All you got to do is look for it. Right, Joyce?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And as I'm doing this series of videos on the different Great Lakes, I'm certainly learning more and more about the water. And I think, so I have found a triangle in Lake Michigan, in Lake Superior, and I just discovered there's a triangle in Lake Erie too. Did you know that, Andrew?
No. Where is it?
I don't remember off the top of my head. The triangle is made by, let me check my notes.
Oh, you mean like a Devil's Triangle? There is a Devil's Triangle in Lake Erie.
Well, there's two things. There's the Erie Quadrangle, where there's a lot. And then there's also, I don't remember because I'm not really familiar, but it's 3 islands that make up the triangle. I'm looking at my notes real quick. I don't remember off the top of my head because this isn't something I'm familiar with personally. And you have a serpent too. You have Bessie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Mishi Pishu is the serpent in Lake Superior, and you have something called Bessie.
Don't tell me that. I used to snorkel out there.
So that's all right. Not all creatures that live in the water are malicious, though I have learned that there's a lot of invasive species in there that look kind of scary. They look like eel sort of creatures.
Yeah.
I can't find it. It's 3 islands. I can't find it. What's the name of that haunted island? The limestone quarry, the old limestone quarry that's a haunted island. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that. Sorry.
I can't find it. I don't want to spend any more time. Well, do you want to start reading cards?
Sure.
All right. We've got a couple people watching. Hello, whoever you are. Thank you. Andrew and I are just going to start reading cards. Who's watching? If you want us to answer a question for you, just leave a comment. Hopefully, I'll see the comment. Since we're learning how to go, what should we inquire, Andrew? Pick a topic.
Are there any underwater cities in the Great Lakes? How's that? Can we ask that question or no?
Well, we know there are. Remember? I mean, we did a show together and talked about the remains of the city underneath Lake Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
So we know there's at least that one. So
All right,
we already know the answer is yes.
Well, let's ask something else then.
Well, ask a more specific question. That's awfully vague. And when you say a city, do you mean the ruins of a city, or are you talking about something like a Gartha that's underneath the surface, that's existent underneath the surface? What do you mean by that?
Well, it would be nice to know are there abandoned cities or are there occupied cities? Okay, we know they're cities. Are they abandoned or occupied? How's that?
You have to ask a question that the cards can answer. So you can't ask a question, are they abandoned or are they occupied? You have to ask, are there abandoned cities? That's a question. Or are there occupied cities?
Okay.
Because how are you gonna discern you have to think about how you're gonna interpret the answer.
Yeah.
So what are we asking? Are there what?
Occupied cities?
Are there occupied cities underneath the surface of the Great Lakes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there occupied cities underneath the surface of the Great Lakes?
Okay. I got the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. And my bottom card is the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe they got cities under there. Maybe that UFO came from under the lake. Because it was there every night for 5 or 6 nights in a row. In the same place. And it didn't really move anywhere. I never saw it flying around.
So interpret
I
your
just saw it
cards.
sitting there. Well, I'd say, yeah, there's occupied cities under there. I don't know who's under there, but
What's your yes based on?
the Queen
What's
of
your
Pentacles.
yes based on?
The Queen of Pentacles. I think she's saying they're down there. What'd you get?
So I have the 2 of Pentacles, which it's the infinity sign, but it's also indicating that things are very easily changeable and malleable. the Ace of Wands, which normally would be a very strong yes, and the Queen of Swords, indicating that we're dealing with energy that is very ethical and clear. At the bottom of the deck, which is the energy that we don't necessarily see or understand, but's there nonetheless, is the Six of Pentacles, which the Six of Pentacles is one of a sharing of wealth.
Wow.
So this kind of leads me to believe that there do exist such things, but you know, we're talking about Agartha and things like that, right? But that perhaps they are in flux, and we're dealing with energies that are very ethical. This is the lawmaker, the Queen of Swords. You know, all the things that are going on the planet are really moving us back into what people call the sacred feminine. That's simply being a restoration to the natural ways to do things. And the natural ways are based on Earth and the Earth's cycles, which is a way of saying the sacred feminine. Kind of, I'm feeling from this, Andrew, that what it's saying is, yes, there are occupied cities, as you ask, but things are in flux there. They are a very honorable people, and they have things to teach us about the real meaning of wealth.
Wow. Great reading, Joyce.
You want to take that further?
Sure.
I could bring the pendulum too. What do you want to do? What else do you want to do with that?
Are we going to find out about them? Can we learn that?
Well, do you want to determine if they're under each lake?
Yeah, sure.
It's hard to ask really vague questions are not good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Let me show everybody using the pendulum. And can you show me yes, please? And yes, you see, is a clockwise swing. Can you show me no? No records as a counterclockwise swing. So are there occupied cities underneath the Great Lakes? And you see we're getting a yes. Are there occupied cities under all the Great Lakes? And that's saying no. Are there occupied cities underneath Lake Michigan? That's a yes. Are there occupied cities underneath Lake Superior? That's a yes. And you know, in the video I did on Lake Superior, there's one or two whole cave systems underneath Lake Superior, which is very interesting, that are in complete darkness. All the fish and worms and everything that in them are white. They're blind. They don't have eyes and they have no pigment. Are there occupied cities under Lake Huron? And that says no. Are there occupied cities under Lake Erie? Andrew, under your feet.
Mm-hmm. There's salt mines too.
Yes, that's in my video, the salt mines, actually.
I used to work in one.
Are there occupied cities under Lake Ontario?
I saw a UFO there too.
So all of them but Huron, it would seem. Okay. Is there an occupied city underneath Niagara Falls? Andrew, it's saying yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot under Niagara Falls. Do you remember when they drained the water?
Yeah. I
Did
didn't
you
go
ever
there.
go there?
No. No. We lived here, but we didn't go there all the time. We should have.
Well, yeah. Whatever. Okay, so what are we going to do? What's the next question?
I don't know. You come up with one.
Well, I thought you wanted to take that further. The lake.
All right.
Let's start with your lake, since I'm working on the research video on it right now. Well, I've done the research. I'm writing the script. Okay. Your lake, Lake Erie, the shallowest lake, the first lake to be revealed after the glacier retreat, and the last lake to be discovered because the Iroquois Confederacy kept it locked up from the French. Let's see. Is there, well, okay, we got a yes. Will the underground, oh, okay. Is the underground city habitation that's under Lake Erie currently habitated by living beings? How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Is the city under Lake Erie currently habitated by living beings?
Maybe that's what Inner Bay is.
I think that's what Inner Bay is, as a matter of fact. Yes, I do. I think that's why it's pixelated. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's not that far from me.
It's a portal. I completely believe that it's a portal.
It's across the lake, so.
I got the King of Wands, Three of Swords. Sometimes that would be a no. And when I first saw that, I thought it was a no. Four of Pentacles, which is not aspected well in this case. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I got the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom.
So how do you interpret that?
I guess they're not occupied. And this is like an off-world card, right?
Oh, we got some comments. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Isabella. Yay, thank you. Tammy, do you have a question for us? Or Isabella? I'm going to put your comments up. Do either of you have a question? Thank you for joining us. We don't know what we're doing. So you got the Hermit, which is interesting, Andrew, because my first impression when I saw my cards was that this card combined with the Three of Swords kind of indicated to me that there was like they needed to go into hiding, right? And these beings that exist in dimensions that we don't walk around in have a great deal of capacity to, as people would say, shapeshift and cloak, essentially, which is why only certain people can see things like Bigfoot or Myrrh or, multidimensional beings. You have to be at a certain, you have to have the capacity at a certain frequency tune in to see them. They won't be seen to just the people who are living in certain lower frequencies. So they're gone in the sense that we would record, but I don't think that they are completely. Your Hermit card leads me to believe. What were your other cards? Do you still have them? You put them away. You had the Eight of Wands, the Hermit.
Eight of Wands and Nine of Wands, and then the Eight of Pentacles was my bottom card.
Yeah, I think they're kind of in a form of stasis, like all those multi-dimensional beings are. Isabella wants me to know her question. I'm very distracted right now because I'm trying to. I'm watching all these things, trying to make this work, Isabella. So no, I'm not really in a meditative, perceptive place. I'm trying to figure all this out. Tammy, hello to you in Kansas. All right. Here, let's do this. We're going to sit for a second and let me pick another deck. We're going to read for Isabella, and we're going to ask what the universe has for her. All right. So, Isabella, I am using the Heaven and Earth deck. No, excuse me. This is not the Heaven and Earth deck. This is the Relative Tarot deck. That was the Heaven and Earth deck I was using before. It's beautiful, but it's very dark. This deck is very beautiful, but this gold leaf on the edges makes it very hard to shuffle. I as well agree with the words you are saying. You do not doubt, you see clear, and you understand that they are like a certain being who said, do not hold me. I am not fully ascended, my father. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Thank you. So let's find out what the universe has for Isabella. And then we'll find out what the universe has for Tammy.
Wow.
Go ahead.
I got the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So Isabella's sitting pretty.
How is she sitting pretty?
She's got the Ace of Wands on the bottom. She's golden. The Ace of Wands, you can do anything you want. The world is your oyster. Isn't that the way we're supposed to live?
Oh, Martha, thank you so much. Martha says we all seem to be learning as we go. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Isabella said the news. Okay, Isabella, so this is for you. So I've got the Devil and the Six of Pentacles. So interesting. I wonder if you are struggling with some ideas of transcendence. Maybe you are feeling like going through some of the pains that we're all going through as the sun is changing and the water's changing, and we're all getting these crazy purification, detoxification things that are kind of making us all sick. I wonder if you're going through a particularly righteous bout of that. I certainly had that myself not too long ago. My ankle was swollen and all kinds of stuff came out. And when I walk too much, it's still residually coming out. But of course, that's all forced detoxification because the crystalline nature in the water is changing, which means our crystalline nature is changing. So I wonder if that's going on. Then we've also got the Six of Pentacles, which in this case, it can mean a lot of things. But in this case, I'm seeing it being concepts, and I've done a lot of pentacle readings today for myself and for other people. And I got this card many times because we're going through this change, this change in the way we think about what wealth means. Wealth actually has nothing to do with money. Wealth is about the earth, our connection to the earth, our ability to tune the resources that we have within ourselves to the frequencies of the earth and commune with them, which is how our ancestors lived. And, you know, that's how the star forts worked and all of that stuff. So from these two together, that's what I'm getting initially, that you're maybe you're really kind of going through, maybe you're on your ass a little bit, you know, maybe you're really struggling with some detox or moving through the difficulty of these changes as we have to deal with our shadows and are forced to face these changes that are occurring as we get closer and closer to the truth of the mother, the goddess, Gaia, the high priestess, all of that. And I just want to say, girl, you're not alone. Right, Andrew? I mean, we're all going through this. It's difficult and struggling for all of us. Mm-hmm. And we've got the Ace of Swords, which is like clarity in thought. It's the introduction of new thought, clarity in that regard. Just clarity of thought. In this mess, clarity of thought is on the way. It's there. It's actually there. When you get through this muck, the clarity is there. It's waiting for you. And the card that I had at the bottom of the deck, which is like that, which is sitting kind of in the background, that can go either way at any time, is the Four of Pentacles, which can be a card of greed. Isabella says yes. And Martha says, like, when you work through anger. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, I am Stardust. Kind of what sits in the background is we just all have to remember that it would be very easy to, it's very easy to fall back into this. Don't think of the devil. Don't think of anything bad. Just think of the devil as being very earthly and of this concrete world. And just remember that we're building something new, and not to fall into the fear that this wants to pull you down to. But remember that that's what awaits you. A whole new way of coming to terms with success, and a whole new way of coming to terms with success and wealth and what those things mean and all the structures around them. Yeah, did you have anything else to say about your reading for her, Andrew?
Interesting how you got the pentacles, because I got 3 of them.
Yeah, remind her what yours are.
The Page of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, and then the Ace of Wands on the bottom.
You also got the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. So it's It's all these changes in our senses of value and worth and community and commitment. All right, let's see. To commune without judgment. Yes. Tactile, the weighty of the world, not of the spiritual. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Let's see. Let's read something for Tammy. Tammy, you like these cards. You like these cards, the ocean cards. So let's do something for you. Tammy, what should we read? I know Tammy has a trip coming up. Does the universe have any information for Tammy about her upcoming trip? Does the universe have anything helpful for Tammy for her upcoming trip?
Oh boy.
Oh, it's so dark in here. I don't know how to make it lighter. Wow. Go ahead, Andrew.
I got the 8 of Wands. That's the third time it's come up today. The Ace.
8?
The 8 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and then the Hangman and the Hierophant on the bottom.
The Hangman and the Hierophant. Holy cow. So how do you interpret that for her?
I don't know. I just started doing this.
Well, just break it down card by card.
Well,
break it down card by card and tell a story.
This one was first, the 8 of Wands. So
yeah,
I guess it's been planned. And then the Ace of Wands, it's going to work out good, but the gas is going to cost you a lot of money.
Interesting.
And then
that was an interesting take on the Hanged Man. That was a very interesting take on the Hanged Man.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So this is what I have for you, Tammy, with the cards you love. And I'm going to get the book to go with them. Though they're pretty self-explanatory, I'm going to get the book nonetheless. So we've got Believe. May the sea deepen your faith. Let's see if I hoist that up a little bit, if it makes a difference. Oh, yeah, that's much better. May the sea deepen your faith. All right. And Reveal. May openness lead you to connection. Okay, this is good. This is good. Hi, Tammy. She says yes. Does that, okay, I don't know if she's confirming you or me. And then we've got Powerful. May you be as potent. Oh, may you be as potent as the ocean. Wow, this is great for your trip. And Beauty. May you perceive nature's artistry. And then the bottom of the deck, we had Play. May you seek out fun and connection. Wow, so this is for your trip. So I think, and actually, you know, my take on Andrew's cards too are a little more than about gas. But I think that, you know, for whatever reason you're making this trip and, you know, the factors involved and the people involved, I'm kind of getting that it's going to be a lot more than a nice trip to the beach. For whatever reason, there's a lot that is going to be revealed to you. And that just might be how, like, sometimes when we break away from our routine, we're relaxed, we can see things clearer because we're not stuck in our routine. But you've got belief, powerful, and reveal. So I just think, I don't know, obviously, the reasons behind your trip, but it seems to be there's something very portentous and potent happening, or perhaps there is something in your life that you're going through now that represents all of these thought forms already. And what you need to remind yourself at this trip to the beach is to play and take in the beauty. Let me clarify that a little bit, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the heaviness of this reveal, powerful, believe is past tense or what you are about to uncover. So let me just verify that really quick. I've got the Antique Anatomy deck. Can we clarify reveal? All right. We have the Hermit, the Two of Swords. Very interesting, Tammy. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. So the revelation is something that is going to come from a process, and maybe this is why you're taking your trip. This revelation that's coming may well be a result of, this is the Hierophant here. No, I'm sorry, not the Hierophant, the Hermit. I have to look at these cards because they're still new to me and their images are different. This is a time of reflection. Either you have been in a period of reflection, or part of your trip is to expand this period of reflection in a new environment where you can execute a better job of that. You're treating yourself a little bit. You're getting a little of that Queen of Pentacles energy, or, you're giving yourself the things you need. And we've also got the Two of Swords, which reminds us that most of the blinds over our eyes are placed by our own hands. And sometimes we sit there with a sword in each hand and a blindfold over our head, a blindfold over our face. All we have to do is put down one sword to take off the blindfold, but we have to choose to do it. So sadly, there are some difficult choices, but that's part of the reveal, right? And you need to believe that you have the power to make that decision. You have the power to put down those swords, or at least one of the swords, and take off that blindfold. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So again, Pentacles, 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 Andrew. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Whole new ideas coming in about our concepts, about value and wealth and success and stability, and the whole structure around what we think of as home and community and value in the world and all of that stuff. I'm getting that this trip is going to be incredibly helpful for you. Powerful is powerful is the card, right? And just reminded to, I know you shared with me where you're going, and it is a beautiful place. So please remember to play, baby girl, play and take in the beauty, because they will really help you. Andrew, do you have any more to say about that? Oh,
no, I
thank
think
you.
it's going to be a great trip.
Can you show your cards again?
Sure.
Or did you put them back?
No, I got them right here.
Okay.
I got the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Hangman, and then the Hierophant on the bottom.
Okay. So yeah, I personally don't see the hangman as having anything to do with gas. I see that as that kind of ties in with this card here. That kind of turns in with that revelation card. Everything's going to be turned on its head, or everything is being turned on its head.
Yeah, this
And
was first, the ace in the middle, and then the hangman third.
yeah, so that Eight of Wands, there is just all this, there's just all this energy moving. And then the Ace of Wands comes in like, here's one clear torch to light your fire. Like you've been overwhelmed by all this inspiration and fire coming, and it's confusing. It's confusing and overwhelming. And then you've got this one ace that comes in like, here's the torch. Just take this one torch and lead the way, right? And then that is going to bring the transformation you need. That's how I see the hangman. I don't think it has anything to do with gas. Do you want to clarify any of those for her?
No, I think we did pretty good on that. I'd be confident going on that trip.
She says, awesome. Yes, the read was right on. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Thank you all, you guys, for chiming in. Let's see. We've got about 5 more minutes. Do any of you guys have another question? Gosh, did we read for everybody? Oh, no, wait, we didn't read.
Martha.
Read for Martha yet. So let's read for Martha. Let's do a read for Martha. Let's see. Let's start. I'm going to start with these beautiful oracle cards. I can't remember what they're called. Let me check the box. Oh, I can't reach the box. Martha, if you really want to know what they're called, I'll look it up and put it in the comments for you. But let's find out what the universe has for Martha. Okay.
I got Death, 4 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, and the Lovers.
That's amazing. Oh my God, Martha. Holy cow.
This was my first card. Death.
Holy cow. Andrew, interpret your read.
Well, I really don't know that much about the cards, but death is everywhere these days.
Death is change. Death is an ending. Think of it as an ending, and then think of the cards that follow it. Just look at the pictures on the cards.
The 4 of Wands is a gateway? Is this a gateway to the future?
Can be.
Now, the third card was the 9 of Wands, and the future is going to be full of stuff, guys. Full of stuff.
Yeah.
Full of cup. 9 of Cups.
So, a wonderful ending.
And the bottom is the Lovers.
The divine pairing. Okay. Wow, Martha. Man. Okay.
She said she had a lot of loss the last 3 months. Sorry for your loss, Martha.
You see that comment? Oh,
yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Awesome. The read is right on. Martha, how kind. Okay. Sincerely, I feel lots of loss the last 3 months. Okay. Well, yeah, we see that. Okay. But what Andrew's cards are saying is, I mean, you're moving into the resolution of all of that. All right. Okay. So these are oracle cards. We started with ancestors. So I wonder if perhaps you have lost some family members, or something has happened that has put you in touch with perhaps some wisdom from a younger you, or an ancestor, an older family member. We have enchantment. So, I used to have this poster on my wall many years ago. This was painted by John Waterhouse, this painting. So enchantment isn't necessarily oblivion or witchcraft. It can be what people think of as shape shifting, the ability to transcend. That's enchantment too, the ability to transcend. Wisdom from your ancestors, or a passage of your ancestors, and the ability to move through that and use that wisdom to transcend. Between the cards is love. Yeah, so I'm getting that this loss most likely was old friends, family, or putting you in touch. Yes, she said yes, lost family. So they're letting you know that they're transcending. They have transcended. I'm sure they're close. They're probably close, and you probably feel them the way that sometimes when people pass, we feel them closer to us in a month or so after they pass than the last several months that they were alive. So these two I see, this is actually very beautiful. They are full of love in that very universal way, and they want you to know that this passage is normal and safe, and the right way to think about it. And then at the bottom of the deck, we had choice. So this is the energy that's kind of behind the scenes and visible, not necessarily visible, but still it's there, and it can go either way. But you see, she's holding, like, I don't know if it's a crystal ball or something, and there are two stairs, which way I'm going to go. So, it's definitely been a difficult time for so many people in so many ways, and you've had a lot of passage, but they're not gone. They're in a different form. And that form is accessible. That form is accessible to you to reach them. All that you need to do is go into that universal love for them, that though you won't be able to hug them or talk to them on the phone or share a meal or any of those things with them, they're still around. They're still around. And they want you to know that they're supporting a choice that you have to make, or encouraging you on a choice you have to make. I feel like the choice card is like they're coming in as support. Like, yes, they've been living support. They're still support. They're just in a different time, and that there's something that you have to figure out, transition through. Martha says, so odd that you say they're not gone, just in a different form. I feel them all the time. Yes, they are close by. Yes, they are close by all the time. And they want you to understand the value of this card, the value of that ability to transcend, and I don't want to say shapeshift, but perceive alternative layers, right? Like you feel them near, but you don't see them. But the feeling, in some ways, is more real than if you were sitting next to them on the couch. At least that's how I experienced past loved ones. It's just as real, if not realer. They want you to trust that and believe it and use that wisdom to move forward. That's what I get. Andrew, what else have you got for her?
Well, when you die in the physical, you're born into the spiritual, and when you die in the spiritual, you're born into the physical. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So Martha, I'm gonna pull just one card to sum all that up from the, what is this called? I have all these new decks. Something map. It's the something map deck. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I'm going to pull one card to sum all that up. I choose differently, and I am alive, and they are not. I feel that they are now respecting my choice. Oh, I get it. Okay. I think you know what I'm saying. Yes, ma'am, I do. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. So let's get one card here from these cards are pretty simple, but the Enchanted Map. That's the name of these oracle cards. So let's get one card from the Enchanted Map to wrap this all up for Martha. And then I think we have to go because... Oh, and I see I've got a private chat. Andrew, was that you?
Yeah.
Did you?
I put a link in there. I put a link in there for my Telegram. They can't see it though.
Okay. I think I can copy and paste it and make it. Let's see if I can do this. What I can do. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure this all out. Let's see if I can go back to comments now.
Yeah, because I'm on the show. I can't do any commenting.
Right. Okay. So Andrew sent me a private chat with the link to his Telegram, and I am putting that in the chat. Okay. So there, Andrew, do you see that?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, here, let me see if I can put that up on the board. And yeah, so sorry about that, Martha. I'm just learning this as I go. And let's get one card for you to end on. Oh, look at that. That's great advice for someone who has just left a family member. Slow and steady. Wow. Look at how beautiful that is.
Mm.
Look at that. Look at that. The light's hinky. Let me go ahead and read. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, but let me go ahead and read. Beautiful. Let me go ahead. Huh?
Miriam Hanine would be interested in that story I told you earlier about the bees. You know how she's in the bees?
She would. I'm going to see her tomorrow.
Oh, are you?
So Martha, I'm going to read the meaning of this card, though it's pretty self-explanatory, and that's just gorgeous. Let me read. See, I'm just going to read from it. Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes. Okay. Remember the old cliche, slow and steady wins the race. This is a time for easy movement, unhurried steps, and a steady heart. Trust that taking life in a more leisurely pace will give you a greater sense of your dreams. Slowing down allows more contact with, what does that say? It's dark in here, darker than it should be. Oh, More contact with the juicier elements of your life. Savor them. Okay, well, I think considering we're dealing with a death, I think that that's a perfect combination of cards there. That's just gorgeous. That's a great card to say goodnight on, I think. Slow and steady wins the race.
Awesome.
Look at her tail.
Yep. And it's a 12.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. So guys, we signed up for just an hour and we went over a couple minutes, and StreamYard tracks your minutes. So thank you for hanging out with us for our very first bumbling live stream. Yes, Martha, it is beautiful. And I appreciate you asking questions. I appreciate all you guys for asking questions. Thank you so much for joining us. Andrew Zebrun III is everywhere, on every platform, everywhere. Kind of not too much on YouTube because they don't like him, because he says things they don't like. But he's on all the social media platforms. I'm not on any. I'm just on Telegram. But Andrew, any parting words?
I'm on YouTube. I'm censored there, so I don't post a lot, but I'm on YouTube. I lost a 17-year-old account there, but I don't want to go into it now. Bye, guys. I love you all. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Isabella. Thank you. And yes, we appreciate you, Martha. Thank you. So I'm going to end this, and hopefully I have to go over to YouTube when it's over and see if I need to share it or save it so it doesn't vanish. This is all new. Thank you so much, guys. I'm finishing up the script for my next research video, which is about Lake Erie. I've almost got that written, and then I should be able to put that together tomorrow. I have clients tomorrow, but I think I can put it together. Hopefully it'll be up end of day tomorrow, if not Tuesday. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Andrew, my dear buddy, brother in New York, and thank all of you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.